Thanks for joining us. We are so grateful to anyone coming into our show. We are up to 26 followers.
What's going on, freaks? Thank you for joining.
Freaks and Leah.
Leah's not a freak. The other three of us are freaks.
Yeah.
Super freak.
Yeah. You
Oh,
said
do you remember the song? Super freak, super freak. Na, 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 na. Was that right? I think I got it. Anyway, Terrasphere 25. I am Sharon. We have Randella in the house. We have Josina in the house. We have Slayer in the house. And we are celebrating St. Paddy's Day early because Joe has to go on the road on a vacation. So
Joe,
we're recording it early and I'll probably just go ahead and post it. Why not? You know, life's short. With that mother effer in office, hopefully we don't even know if we'll be here on St. Paddy's Day. Of course we will. But roll with it, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we are doing St. Paddy's tonight. I've got like leprechauns, pots of gold, mysteries, murders. Babe, I'm sorry, Randella. He's got some stuff too. We've got pizza, which I'm doing a shout out. Cosmos, Denver,
Great pizza.
best, the best.
It's pretty good. And we're also going to have a little bit of Norse folklore as well.
Ooh, oh, we might collide because I have some Norse too.
And
Okay.
although there's a little bit of technological overlap, so we'll get to that.
Yes, and as promised, I've already told you guys I used to be a filmmaker, and Slayer and I and Josina, I hadn't met my babes over here yet. We had a documentary going in a very, I don't know what the words are. It's terrifying place east in Colorado, and we're gonna release another clue to that tonight. Woo! All right, Josina, you're doing great with the. Josina's doing so good with the fog machine. I'm so proud of him.
Thank you.
Should I get you a medal with a ribbon that's like this long so I can choke you out when I put it on you, like Felon 45 did?
Brilliant.
Did you see that? How ridiculous that was.
Boom.
Should we change his name to the Velvet Fog instead?
The world is still so fucked up, but no gnome! No gnome! So happy. It's just one step, probably into a worse step, but whatever. No gnome. At least we don't have to look at her cement self anymore. You know, she's like cement. It's like she swallowed cement and she can't do anything but this. No matter what's thrown at her, no matter what happens, even in her glory, I wonder if that's what she's like during sex with that Lewandowski. All right. I can't imagine. It's probably gross. Leprechauns. Do you want to start it out with leprechauns? St. Paddy's Day leprechauns?
Leprechaun.
We're doing leprechauns. Leprechauns.
Let's hear it for the leprechauns.
Old Irish folklore. They were actually considered dangerous. Part of the Tuatha Danann fairy race. Now this is a real okay, Joe. That's good with the fog. Thank you.
Little buggers.
We'll just do like a minute and a half rest on that. You're so improving. It's amazing. The Tuatha Danann fairy race, like this is no BS. I'm telling you. This in Ireland is considered real. Okay? They are considered that. They are it's like part of the it's like a fairy community. Now, leprechauns are the part of that community that are the shoemakers. And when you hear tap tap like a hammer, tap tap tap, it's like letting you know where the locations of the leprechauns are. If leprechauns are captured, they must tell where the gold is. But what do you think happens when they do? And I believe all this because we're getting there. I have pictures, okay? Real pictures. Leah took Slayer. Real pictures. They freaking exist. They understand time travel. Or like continental travel is what I'll call it. They can go from one place to another. I don't know if it's dimensional or not. However, if captured, what do you think happens?
They're known for their trickery.
Yes, they are. But what happens if they are captured by a human? They automatically must give up the gold. What do you think happens when they give up the gold? A leprechaun can disappear. That was probably a second. They can disappear faster than that. Also, when you leave with the gold, it turns into leaves or dust. So your pot of gold, like, it's look at a box of Lucky Charms, man. Those are so good. It was my favorite cereal of all time, next to Frosted Mini Wheats.
There's a saying that
I love Lucky Charms. That's better.
There's a saying that the leprechauns are very tricky.
They are
They're
tricksters.
They're tricksters, and if you don't keep an eye on them, including if you even go so much as blink, they could disappear.
Yeah,
Exactly. Less than 1 second.
Yeah, they could disappear even if you blink or turn away for just a moment. They'll be gone. So the only way you can maintain their presence is by continuously watching them and not blinking or turning away or anything. So that's just how that part works.
Yeah, the Fae are not to be trifled with.
All right. So this gold that we speak of is considered possibly hidden Viking treasures buried during raids in Ireland. Now, I have an issue with this because when I think of the pot of gold, I think longer than that. I think way past the Vikings, don't you? Like, I think of all time of the little people. And we're going to get into the little people because it's real.
Well, I would like to lay one small foundation in the folklore. Some of this folklore is really interesting, and it goes very, very far back in time. And one of the main reasons that if you do a little reading about it, it's because Ireland is one really big world into itself as far as an island is concerned. And so culturally, they did not have a lot of deviation from their belief systems.
Wait,
because they didn't have any penetration.
question. Did you say island?
Yeah, it's
I've never considered Ireland an island, but it is.
It's a giant island, and so
oh my god,
it was really
isn't it fun when you put things realistically?
A lot of the preservation of the cultural beliefs of Ireland, especially the folklore, goes way back much farther than England, or even England's an island, but it's a much bigger island. But it had so much influence by France being so close, and the rest of the world. So, anyways, I just want to lay that foundation. Is that it was it's folklore's the folklore is richer and longer in heritage because of that isolation.
Fantastic. Josina or Slayer, anything to say?
Nothing to add. Thank you, though.
Well, I'll add a little bit. We kind of combined leprechauns and the pot of gold. So, why is the pot of gold never found? I will tell you, unless you know. Do you know? Okay. Rainbows have no physical end. You know, it's always at the end of the rainbow. Also, it moves as you move. So the treasure's always beyond your reach because you can't control what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good perspective on it.
Yeah. So, you know, people have tried this. I've even heard it. See a rainbow? I'm going after that pot of gold. They go after that rainbow. No, it's moving. It's all moving. If it even lasts. So, some scholars conclude Celtic, otherworld. Oh, wait. Oh, Celtic otherworld portals. So, some scholars think that Celtic has portals, which we will get into, and it's true. Hidden fairy realms. I worked all day the last few days, many days, and so I have my little wine. Spiritual enlightenment. It'd be great if I could read my own handwriting. We'll just move on. I think we've talked a lot about pot of gold and leprechauns. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I want to bring out one other thing that I was always confused about. So I did a
Ooh,
little research on
this
it.
is exciting.
Because there's a lot of overlap. Is what is the difference between Celtic mythology and Norse mythology? So the Celtic
Collide.
Okay, so the Celtic is that of Ireland, England, Irish, Scotland, that all that group of peoples, where the Norse
Cosmos, thank you.
is more of the Germanic, which includes Finland, Denmark.
This is Norse.
Norse, yeah, and there's a lot of overlap in symbology as far as they both use runes, both beliefs in gods. So there's different elements of that aspect. So I just want to touch on that a second, and then additionally, I want to also bring up one other thing is that
I dropped
when Christianity was projected onto like Ireland,
runes are hard.
and this is where Saint Patrick comes into play. Okay, is that that they didn't strip them of their belief system. They respected it. So, in other words, all of the stuff like the leprechauns and,
We're talking about St. Paddy's Day, not St. Patrick, right?
talking about St. Patrick.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm talking about St. Patrick.
There's going to be some debate.
It's not debatable. What I'm making a statement. I'd like to finish it, if I may, is that I'm making a statement that while Christianity was brought and projected onto them, they were not stripped of their were not. It was the people, and in their own culture, did not give up their belief in their in their own Celtic beliefs. Their Celtic beliefs stayed, and there was some blending even of like the Celtic
Blending.
cross and etc. So that's just
Whoa.
part of the equation. Nice.
Should we move on?
Sure.
The Banshee. Slayer, what do you have to say about the Banshee? Be right back.
That's another fae, but it's the portent of death.
Yes.
It's a spirit. distinctive scream. You hear her, you or somebody close to you is going and it's going fast.
Okay. Yes. The banshee is called the harbinger of death. Woman of the fairy mound. Now, before I go any further, I want to talk about these fairy mounds. These are taken so seriously in Ireland. They literally, even in the modern districts, if they think there's a fairy mound, they redirect all roading, everything. They will not cross it. I think this is amazing. I think it's very respectful. People can hear her wailing when someone dies. That's pretty much the gist of it. She's somebody who represents someone who dies. Now, a lot of people have well, Hollywood, Holly wrong. You know, they have portrayed the banshee as the murderess, and she lost all her children. She's coming after yours, and she's coming out of a lake, and she's like, no, 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 no. This is supposedly someone who was either violently killed, in pain, or can predict the death of a loved one. Now, it gets even more interesting than this. It in Ireland, this is very, and remember the letter O. This is so interesting. Banshees are said to appear only for certain Irish families. Now we're getting into the rich and powerful. They always have their clubs. You know, it's always Illuminati, Epstein, whatever. They all have their like effing clubs, and they're making it bigger than they really are because they've got the money to do it. So the O'Neills, the O'Briens, the O'Connors, and the O'Grady's. O'Grady is used a lot in Hollywood. That name comes up a lot in like these kind of like films. But isn't that interesting? They're the only ones that are supposed to supposedly see or have the banshee cry for their loved ones when they're dying. Class warfare, right? All right. That's what we got on the banshees.
I had always had a misinterpretation of banshees where I always thought they were basically a witch.
Yeah.
And but they're when in comparison of banshees, it's like Leah was saying or Sharon, you're saying, it's simply they're a warning. And I know Sharon, we've seen this movie before. You may not realize the historical folklore accuracy of it, but Darby O'Gill and the
Yeah, yeah. You
Banshees.
love that
Well,
movie.
it's got some folklore stuff that's very accurate, and
Sean Connery was in it.
it's the first movie he ever started.
Oh my God. And Jennifer Ann, who I can't stand. Sorry, entertainment only. I can't stand you. She did that weird leprechaun movie, her first movie, where she looked ridiculous and was terrible, but not like Sean Connery.
So, anyways, back to the folklore accuracy of it. Disney really researched it out, and I misinterpreted in the early days. I used to think the banshee was more like a witch, but it was really and the reason why Darby O'Gill in the story is that he basically it was his time of departure being called upon by the banshees. So when he encountered the banshees and was freaking out, it was because they're just giving him a warning. Hey, the banshees.
And he was like captured.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of other elements to the play, which is the fairy mountain being underneath and the come hither and to the netherworld. But anyways, I'm just saying you guys are very accurate in what a banshee really is. A banshee's not really a mischievous or troublesome or a witch or any of those.
Well, she could be a
things.
witch,
It's
but
just it's just the
witches are
banshee is
mistitled.
really a harbinger of death. You know, warning of death to come for a loved one.
or mourning.
We always try, we don't always have the healthiest relationship with death either, and so
No,
death is-
we
death
do
is
not.
It's neither good nor evil. It just is.
Right.
Leah, and to your
Good point.
point, many other cultures in the world have a very good collaboration with death. We're just here. It's just distorted and terrible. All right. Can we continue on to
Yeah.
Mr. St. Patrick himself?
Sure.
Do you want to start, babes? Because I know, I'm sorry.
No,
Randall.
yeah, please.
Okay. Number 1. St. Patrick was not Irish. Did you guys know that?
Mm-hmm.
You did? I didn't.
Yeah.
He was born in Roman Britain. He was kidnapped by Irish raiders as a teenager. He's famous for driving, well, supposedly, and I'm not going to do the quote thing. I hate cliches, and I don't do that quote thing. Supposedly, he was famous for driving. Do you guys know?
Well, snakes. But
Yes, snakes out of Ireland, which was very symbolic, and I'll get to that. But Ireland never had snakes after the Ice Age. What do you think about that, Josina?
Wow.
It's kind of when I lived on top of Conifer Mountain at 10,000 feet. There no snakes up there.
No.
None. We had bears. We had a badger. We had all sorts of other things, but we didn't have snakes. Historians believe snakes represent the pagan Druids, older Celtic religions. So, in effect, which equals St. Patrick symbolizes the replacement of pagan belief with Christianity. It always creeps in there in one way or another, right? Are we all following?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so then that brings us to the shamrock. Who knows about the shamrock? Yeah, the triple.
Which is the same thing.
Is it? Okay, see, all the time. Well, the Christian Trinity, true. But the Irish, okay, St. Patrick called it the Christian Trinity. The Irish called it the triple goddess.
That sounds right.
And so it was the blending of pagan and Catholicism into one.
Yeah.
Which was, I think it was like air. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at my notes. Earth, sea, and sky. No fire. Earth, sea, and sky. On we go. I have so many notes. All right. Now this is one of my faves because of the work I've done as a filmmaker and a lover of the mystery and scary stuff, and we all are. This one hits my heart. What do you guys know about fairy mounds? Like mounds that are for fairies. That fairies, that's where they live, that's where they go, they build them.
So there's like it's a whole like dimensional world that we don't know about. It has like a whole community within it.
Yes, and we must respect that.
Yeah, and so but it is a place where and I don't know about the longevity of it, etc., but supposedly people do end up there. That's the theory. It's like a
Humans?
transition is a transition.
Yes.
They can end up there, and then before they go on to wherever they go on to. So, but it's like a whole kingdom realm. Each one in its own. Each one is like has its own realm.
It's fascinating. Keep chatting because I'm going to grab something to drink.
So, one thing that I actually scratch on for a moment, and it goes back to the movie Darby O'Gill and the Little People, is they have a whole realm of these, of the underworld, and it's really quite fascinating of all the stuff going on there. But and it's just one of many. But when you actually, when we're actually talking about leprechauns, um, when they made that movie Darby O'Gill and Little People, I want to scratch on this for 1 second because there is a connection. They use a certain filming technique to make the leprechauns seem really small compared to the people, and they did that in another movie called Elf. Elf used the exact same film method as Darby O'Gill. They borrowed the technology from Disney. Who
Do you
did?
believe they were super small?
I'm making a point.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm making a point about the technology of the filming.
Oh, yeah. But what
So
is your
I'm
belief?
still trying to get to a point here, and I'll be done in a
My
second.
goodness. Okay.
So it made me ask the question of, well, what's the difference between a leprechaun and an elf?
Oh, Santa Claus?
Well, they're both holidays, Christmas and elves in the North Pole, but they are spiritual beings that run alongside of humans, do their business in and around, and they're believed to be caricatures that have the ability to either come in and come out of our realm. So I just want to make that little connection there. I don't understand it all, but they're not too dissimilar. They're an elf. They have in Norse mythology, etc. They go into like even high elves and all the dark elves and all kinds of elves. There's all kinds of them.
Well,
And I think
culture.
leprechauns are more regional, but they're not necessarily. I don't know that they're too dissimilar. So I'm just making a point. I don't know. You've seen one. I haven't seen a leprechaun.
Well,
Actually, I did see leprechauns when I was little, but that's
see if I can find it.
Did you
Leah
see-
and I
You know, I don't know. I don't know if they were leprechauns or not. I don't know.
don't know what to call them. I will talk about Shirley MacLaine out there where we were shooting the documentary. Leah and I one night, and I will allude, and I didn't tell you too much. There was one night when I was shooting this documentary. Leah was my photographer for 4.5 years. We were out there in the middle of the night, very scary. And our friend's daughter, what was her name again?
Mary?
Mary was like, look at that person. And we were like, what? And she's like, right there. And I said, Mary, point to where that person is. Because we couldn't see it, but she could. She was like about 10 or 11 years old. And this is about 2:33 in the morning. So we started taking all these pictures where she was pointing. And so let me show you the place that we've been talking about. Anyway, I'm gonna look for it as we look, but
it is in North America, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
it's in Colorado, and this place is no joke. I'm not kidding you. From what I understand, there have been full-on film crews that have gone to this place that have heard of it. That, whatever. I went out there with full film crews, with family, with friends, and let me tell you, was it us, Leah? Did we have the combination? Because nobody else got what we got. It got to the point where it became very difficult.
It's a very haunted area, and I think a lot of people have heard things and seen things and gotten pictures of things out in this particular area. So I don't think it's just us, but it's but we got some interesting footage for sure.
Yes. Okay. I'm
Yeah, I
looking.
wanna
Here we
throw
go.
one small comment here because I have not been there, but when it's revealed where this location is, there's a very significant historical event that occurred. That is the foundation.
Sand
of
Creek
what-
Massacre.
Yeah. Okay. So Sharon just revealed what I was
I can.
alluding to is that the Sand Creek Massacre has to do with a lot of, I think a lot of the spiritual overlay of death
Yes.
and the energies and so on and stuff that's not resolved.
Joe
Yes.
Cena, you have been there.
Yes.
You have been terrified. You pretty much ran one night from the scene. Do you want to add any words?
The only thing that I will add is that it is absolutely legitimate. I was a skeptic until I experienced it myself, and I saw the orbs in the trees. I saw people running through the forest. I saw things going on that I have never seen before. It is very haunted. It is very significant, and I would not have believed it if I had not experienced it myself.
Yes.
I would recommend that you go with a friend.
Oh, do not go by yourself. And I wouldn't even go with one friend. One time, Leah and I went by ourselves. It was the most terrifying night of my life out there. It was awful.
It's real.
It's real. In
Leah?
complexities that you don't even understand. All right. So, are you guys ready to see a little person?
Sure.
All right. This is the person when we said, and Leah and I, Leah, did you take that? This was off Joe's camera. This was off Joe's camera. So I must have shot this. Okay. Joe's camera disappeared, and that was very sad because he's my friend and he trusted me with his camera and it never came back. But this came off his camera, and this is her pointing. Okay. Now this is a hint, and this is all you're going to get for this episode. So let me get it in focus. Here we go. All right. This is the bridge. I'll call it a bridge. This is about that high off the bridge, this face. I don't know if you can see. I don't want to make it blurry. His hair is braided, or her. It's braided in cornrows. She's smiling. There are teeth. There's a hand. There's a hand going like this. Now, this, you have to imagine, this is really about this tall. So this person is about like this tall. There we go. And Linda, you know who your last name is. You were so rude to me. I will never disclose this location to you. It's been years, but you're not going to be in on this. And that's okay. Can you see the face? The eyeballs, the teeth, the nose, the braiding of the hair. I hope you can see it. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring it back and you can take a picture and blow it up. So much more to come. So I consider this little people leprechauns. You know, there's probably all sorts of societies. Would you not agree?
Yes.
And they understand that rainbows take them from one place to another. Now, I have one more story. There was a person I have met upon my journey who was privy, deeply privy. We all know who Shirley MacLaine is, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. She in very close proximity to where this has occurred where we were filming, was going to buy a ranch. Okay. She said, I'm in. I love this place. I'm going to go out and I just want to spend a few moments alone with myself on the property. Just give me, like 20 minutes and just to breathe in the property and we're done deal, right? She's out there doing that. What happens? She hears noise around her feet, looks down, and is completely surrounded by little people. Now, we're talking Shirley MacLaine, who I think is one of the bravest women on the planet. She also is very in tune to past lives, the unknown. This scared her so bad. She walked in and said, nope, not having it, and walked off and left the property. Entertainment only, or my opinion, or I was told this story in very strict confidence and I can't prove it's correct, but I do believe it's correct. Isn't that fascinating? And this was very, very close to where this happened. Face,
That's something else.
isn't it? You're going to scare Shirley MacLaine? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, I could see her scared with somebody breaking into her house. I cannot see her scared with mysteries like this, the unknown. She's so in tune, but it scared her. All right, I've got a few more mysteries we can talk about.
I'll inject one that I made reference to, and then that way it kind of puts a little break in between your stories.
Oh yeah, the fairy abductions.
Talking about breaking into your home. When I was about 3 years old, I was in my bedroom one night,
Yes. Mhm.
and I had some kind of a snack earlier. In my home, things were kind of a little free spirited. There were 4 kids total, and I was the youngest. And we kind of came and went. My dad was busy working all the time, starting his business, and um, my mom was kind of free spirited. And anyways, I had gone to bed, um, and it was probably 8 o'clock at night ish. And I heard this noise, and I looked over on the floor, and there was a bowl, regular bowl that you use for eating like cereal, that I had left on the floor. It was across the room. You can see it about maybe 8 feet out. And I looked over and I saw that bowl because I heard this noise, and all of a sudden it started spinning around and vibrating. And all of a sudden a hatch flipped up and open, and I swear to God, a little guy came climbing up out of there. And then there was a second one, and it scared the living bejesus.
What did they look like? Do you remember?
Little leprechaun.
What did they look like? Just teeny tiny little people?
Little men, yeah, they had outfits on and all that stuff. And I'm like, I got all scared and tensed up. No, I might have been hallucinating as a kid, most likely. That's probably what it is. But you know what?
Don't doubt yourself.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was like,
Mhm.
and so, I froze up in the bed. I'm like, I'm peeking out the corner of my eye, watching these guys, and there's like 3 of them that came out, and 2 of them climbed up, got a hold of my bed, and down on the end
Wow.
of the corner post, and climbed up onto the
Wow.
bed by my feet. It was on my left side. They were off. I was like laying this way, and they were off over here. They got up. 2 of them got up on the bed, and one of them came climbing up, literally like a cat would climb right up across you. And I'm just
Crazy.
laying there. I'm like, I'm shaking. I'm like scared shitless, and not moving. I'm like, and then the one said to the other, "Yeah, he's definitely asleep." They
Holy,
turned around-
you
they
told
turned-
them.
They
Thank
turned around-
goodness.
and so then they turned around and went back down, and they poked around in the room for a little bit, and then finally went back in there, and then the hatch flipped over, closed, and it spun around, and off they went. And the total ordeal lasted probably 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
Well,
That's scary.
and I was a little kid,
How
and so
old were you?
like 3 years old. Could have been
Scary.
Could have been more than 3.5 because my parents split up and then we ended up down in Orange County by the time I was 4. Um, so and that might have just been all in my head, but how I imagined that, I don't know. But that was really something. And I had one other really crazy incident where I didn't see these guys or see this guy or whatever, but I was a kid, probably about 3rd or 4th grade, latchkey kid, get home from school, I've got my own keys, I get in the house, I got a snack, and I went to my room. My brother and I shared a room, and we had a little outer area with a little sofa there. And I went and sat down, and I had my snack, and I sat my keys right next to me. And then after I got done eating my snack, I went to grab my keys, and my keys were gone. I looked everywhere.
Been there and done that.
And those keys literally
Men in black.
gone out of the house. They were gone forever. Those keys never, ever showed up. And that's
Of course they didn't.
and
And I
that's-
believe you.
that's when I believe that there is such a thing as gremlins. Now, gremlins aren't have anything to do with leprechauns, but leprechauns are doing it.
Or men in black.
Or, well, anyway, that's when I really, those 2 incidents are ones where I believe there is stuff going on besides my crazed little brain, you know?
Have you guys had crazy shit happen to you? Well,
Yeah.
As a child, no, I really didn't have any hauntings or anything as a child.
it's amazing, babes. I like scary. Like I can feel like that's scary.
It freaked me out, I'll tell you that.
You're so not so much with you. Well, Leah, we had many experiences with where.
Yeah.
Josina, how about you? Other than where?
No, nothing in particular, but I would like to hear Leah's experiences regarding this special place in Denver.
It's
That's
Well, it's
world.
Colorado.
Yeah.
We've already exposed so much. We're only doing so much an episode.
Yeah, I understand, but I would like to hear Leah's version of.
All right, Leah, spill. Spill.
So, Leah, what do you think?
well, I don't, I think that Sharon's experiences, I don't.
You were with me one on one. We were on top of each other through every single experience that ever happened for 4.5 years.
Yeah, and it's so but I think Sharon senses these things much better than I do. I don't seem to have that that sense, so I Sharon's yelling at me to move and I'm like right. So she's telling me to hurry the fuck up and I'm just like, oh, okay. but yeah.
It was more like, hurry the fuck up. Oh my God. Leah is so chill in life. I'm clearly more hyper. So when I feel, I don't want to use the word danger, but danger, I'm like, oh my God. And then she's got all her photographic equipment. She's got tripods and like cameras and all this. And I'm not getting out of the effing car. I'm not. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, huh? Oh. And I'm like, oh my God. What can I do to make you go faster? But I can't make her go faster because I'm not getting out of the car because I'm terrified.
But I don't have that.
Parts.
Have that extra sense that Sharon can pick up on those things better than I can. But I think that what but in some ways it's kind of so it's good to have someone like me because I'm just so I'm I was just I was off by myself when I got
Yeah, she always went off on herself, which left me by myself.
when I caught
You caught so many pictures. Oh my
It was
god.
very distinct. And so yeah, and I was just sitting by myself. The only reason I took an extra set of pictures was I'm like, because orbs, me, I'm always a little borderline on orbs.
Well,
but-
we're gonna do an episode on orbs, and we'll talk about
But-
that
but I
experiment
did
we
see
did
one
when
that-
Shatasha and Mary, the night she saw the little people. Remember, we did an experiment, and I have that picture.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there that can take scratched up, what are they called? CD discs, and unscratch them and print the pictures, I need you, because it's been years and they're a mess. Now, Babes did a good job of trying to get them uploaded, but not all of them came through. So let me know.
Yeah, but so I was able, but I did notice a strange light in one of my pictures. I didn't see too much just because it was on that small screen. So but I did notice a strange light, so I decided to take like an extra set of pictures, and that's when I caught 3 very distinct pictures of this entity walking across the road.
Just,
I
That's
could not
one.
see him.
I think
no
we
one
have
else
well
around.
over
I was by
100
myself. I could not
pictures of
see
things
him.
you can't imagine
And
in
when
your head.
so when they pulled up the pictures, I saw, 'cause I took like a series of 3, and you could see this entity in different places walking across the road.
May I say, I have this story. There is this guy, I think it's a couple, but it's definitely a guy. And he goes around the world telling his experiences of he takes a picture and how there is ghosts are real. And he took a picture in Antietam. They let him stay overnight, and he got a picture of a soldier. And let me tell you, this man all over the world. And I was looking at him like, really? Come to my fucking house. A picture of a soldier. And not to discredit that. You really want to see some stuff? You need to come see me and Leah and Josina. And it would have been Randella if I had known him at the time. I don't know, babe. He might have run. Joe did run. He ran a couple of times. I ran. Leah was the only one who never ran. I ran to that car, and that's when the cat people showed up, and that's for further. All right.
Well, we'll inject one thing here as well is that I sent you a link from that scientist Degrassi guy.
Yes, he's
About-
amazing.
I forgot his first name, but he's that same. The other one, yeah. He so I'll forward this over to you, Leah, because it's pretty fascinating. But anyways, he specifically was talking about cats. Vision is so incredible. They see
And
stuff.
there
at
are
night
cat
spectrums that
people.
we
I have
don't
pictures.
see.
Fucking
So if
cat
you're seeing
people
a
with
cat staring off
whiskers.
into space, looking like they're really
No
watching
fucking
something,
lies.
because they actually really are.
But we only see a fraction.
That's it.
Yeah, we only see a fraction of the light spectrum. What we.
Exactly, the light spectrum, and that's what
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse is talking about. That very thing. So I'm gonna just
Everyone should have cats.
Nerd.
No, because not everyone would treat cats the way they should be. We have 4. We have Ghost, Silver Bells, Fleur, and Pink Luna. 2 sisters rescued, 2 brothers rescued later.
So I just sent that
Amazing.
because I included you too to our nerd to the nerds. This is that scientist Neil deGrasse.
Yeah.
Explaining and Sharon, you've seen this before, but it's about the cat's vision, having this ability to see spectrums.
It's incredible.
So even when we're talking about the leprechauns earlier, or the stuff that you're picking up, there's stuff probably going on around us.
Do you want to talk about when I lived in the studio?
Sure.
When we first started dating, I had a studio apartment. This was about, 11 years ago?
Yeah, it'd be 11 years ago.
300 square feet.
Right.
Down Capitol Hill, Colorado. We rescued 2 sisters, Pink Luna and Fleur. They were small. Pink Luna.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She was like she was like a watchdog. She would, for no reason, the hair would all stand up on her and she would be looking at the wall. So my bed, it was very small. So I had to take the doors off the closet and move my mattress into that. And that was where my bed was. And she would be looking right at the wall on the bed going,
Who seems so?
and freaking the F out. And her hair would be standing up and it's a wall. Like there's no room between the pillow and it's like girlfriend knew what was going on. She was a protector. She's my girl. She still every night gets up, spends some time with me.
She's a cool cat.
And I'll just give you a hint because we will eventually. There was this noise going on. And I told my husband, babes, Randilla, there is some fucking weird noise going on. And he's like, huh? And I'm like, I'm not kidding you.
But
It's going on and on and on.
This is
Finally,
over a
one
period-
time
This
he's
is
up
over a period of months.
and he didn't, he's like, whatever. We weren't dating that long. He probably thought I was a psycho chick. But anyway,
I already knew.
one night, in a good way, one night he's there. He's like, what the fuck is that? I go, I told you. That's the noise.
It
He
sounded
got up, tore
it
my
sound-
bed apart, the pillows apart, everything, and it still was going on, and we couldn't find it.
It sounded
Fucking
exactly
because
like
the Men in Black visited me. I am on the list. They do
Sharon.
follow me.
Sharon,
Yeah, babes.
not for air.
He's so good at me keeping me calm. I've been through a lot.
So it sounded like one of those old modem connection sounds when the modem would connect, and make that weird screeching kind of.
But I didn't even have a
modem would
computer.
connect to
I didn't even have a TV.
Yeah, download
I
modem.
had nothing
That's the exact sound it sounded like.
because I was too poor. I didn't have
And-
anything.
And
He
when-
bought me a
and we-
TV eventually.
And as we're sitting right at this, it was within like 3 feet of where we were.
Was it? Yeah.
If you got
Two?
and moved
2
from
feet.
there, the sound would not be there. But if you were back in that exact spot, somehow that frequency just focused right where we were, which means it had to have been in close proximity to right where we were. Man, I flipped her mattress upside down.
You tore it apart, but
Yeah.
you couldn't have. And then what happened? You believed me
Yeah, I didn't believe you.
because I don't lie.
It might have been a something
Period.
the CIA had stashed somewhere or something.
Well,
Men in Black.
Doing me. So when my kids were young, we got one of those gateway computers, and we had this thing, and I was so proud because we didn't have a lot of money, but we got this computer for the kids. Anyway, it starts acting up. So this is when we lived on top of the mountain at 10,000 feet. I take it down into town, and I'm like, shit's going on. Fix this. He's like, okay, it's not fixed yet. It's not fixed yet. Finally, it was like 3 weeks later. He goes, come and talk to me. I go pick it up. He goes, here's your computer. I want you to know this is the most extensive software connected to your computer. You are being watched like on a very high level. And I don't remember the exact words he used. I was like, huh? Like, I'm just like this mom of 3 with a stupid ex-husband, and we lived on top of a mountain. And he's like, this is like top secret military grade, like connected to you are being watched. Ever since then, my life has been like this. Men in Black twice. All right. I had much more. However, we'll save it for the next. What else do we have to talk?
She are just such an SIDHE. It's pronounced
Yeah.
Yes, Leah, I have it in my notes.
This is a very extensive belief system, and they were, and I think my understanding, people can correct me on this. I think but they were pre-Celtic.
Yes,
I
pre-Celtic.
think the Spain came in, and they kind of pushed some of those older deities, and I think that a lot of people consider them those older deities that kind of went underground.
Mm.
And so yeah, these mounds are definitely considered otherworldly. And connections to a different world, and so they definitely get treated with a lot of respect. And
Yes.
so this is a very serious belief in Ireland. And
Would this be like you're referring to like the pagan beliefs of the pagan era?
Ireland, so I don't know if they're
They're really
Ireland is
supposed to really predate.
Yeah, this is pre-Celtic. These people
Yeah.
were pre-Celtic, and so then Malaysians, and which I think the Malaysians brought over the first one of the first bards. I think his name was Hammergan, if I remember this correctly. But he was like one of the first bards in Ireland.
Okay.
Came across, but yeah,
A bard being a traveling, like, you know.
No, this was you were not allowed to touch a bard during a battle.
Okay.
What?
These are deeply respected.
A what?
These
A
are
bard would be like a
B-A-R-D.
person of lore.
Oh,
Very.
Oh,
they're-
I read about this.
They were part of Druid class.
Druids. Yeah, they were part of the
But
Druids. The Celtic Druids.
these history keepers and these stories.
Wow.
And so when they play during battles, you are not, any Celtic culture knew you do not touch the bard.
Wow.
So, but I think but I think when the Celtic people came in, I think they pushed some of the older gods that were there underground, and I think they became I think you referred to Tuatha, and then I'm not sure on the pronunciation either. Tuatha the Danann, and then
So it'll probably take too long to find.
to mispronunciation of that, but the she are very
She. Yeah.
and they,
Fantastic. We love the cats.
That's me.
They are guardians of treasure. So,
We love the cats. I want to do a shout out. We didn't get to this. We didn't get to this story, so we'll save it for next St. Patrick's. But I do want to do a shout out to this poor woman who was murdered by her husband. Oh, about the fairy abductions. So let's leave it at this. Her name was Claire, and we'll get back to it for next year and talk further. And I have much more that we couldn't even get to. But I hope you enjoyed the show. What do you think, guys?
Very
Think
nice.
Gal.
Fun.
and can I do a
Gals.
shout out to the Irish werewolves too, because
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Werewolves.
Yeah.
Although
recent
ago, I did have a semi werewolf dream. Okay. All right, Leah, make notations. So for next year.
I don't know if you can technically consider them like a werewolf in like our traditional sense, but they are shapeshifters, and they were in like a specific family. It seems to like be specific to certain families in Ossory. So I'm double checking that Ossory in that area of Ireland. And
Okay.
so it's really interesting. They're figures of good, and they like protect children. A lot of people.
Well,
So they're really
everyone protects children except for the elite and stupid movie stars.
So they're
Hollywood's
they
still
were-
out.
they're-
Who cares about you anymore? It's just gross. I want to leave with this. Do you want to bring good luck to yourselves? If you have any bit of outside, like not everyone has a yard. Some people just have a balcony or whatnot. Butter and sugar. If you leave it out, the little people at nighttime will come and they will grant you good luck. And whether they eat it or not, they are very thankful for the gift. That's their favorite thing is butter and sugar. So do that. We do that on our rooftop. Well, we have in the
I
past.
think there's saints days that combine like some of those pagan beliefs and Christian beliefs.
Yes.
So you can like leave out offerings for certain saints.
And I believe pagan
I
over
would
Christianity.
recommend you that did that bad, but if you know some, I won't exactly call myself a saint, but if you did want to bring some
Jesus.
butter or sugar over to my place,
Use real
I
butter
would
though,
definitely,
please.
definitely would appreciate it.
All right, butter and sugar. Bring good luck for the little people to come, the leprechauns, the whoever. And
Yeah, and happy
Thanks for-
Father's Day and all that stuff, guys.
really appreciate all of you. We have 26 followers. Listen, we're not here to compete with anybody. We just think we're cool. Maybe we'll get like a following one day where we will understand how cool we are. But here we are doing our thing. We are just amazing and we're very proud. So give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share, and
In the meantime, peace, everybody.
Well, Sharon's cool. And Randy.
Sharon's cool.
cool.
I'm not-
No one's cooler than you two because you guys can withstand the scary place better than
Yeah.
I can.
And I'm just
And I was the director.
have some experience, but it doesn't make me cool.
Terrified.
And that's all. I'm just old.
If there's a filmmaker out there that wants to talk to me and take it up seriously, I have the receipts, but I'm not going to just hand them over to anybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be to somebody who's really going to do something with this place, and you're going to have to convince me. But it will make your career, without a doubt. You both have tried, and Leah, I'll be in, and then by like morning, I haven't slept. I'm breaking out in sweats. I'm having nightmares, and I'm hyperventilating, and I'm like, nope, not happening. Because I think the next time I go out there, I'm not coming home.
Before I ever go,
There's a
now
murder.
that's
There
definitely not-
are
they're not-
multiple
they're not taking-
things.
Um,
I think the three of you could go.
I was gonna say one.
Do it by FaceTime.
I was gonna say one very important thing is that the history museum here in Denver.
Oh, Sand Creek Massacre.
Exhibit about the Sand Creek Massacre.
Yep.
Which I think would be very wise. Sharon, you and I have said, yeah, we need to get over and see that.
We have to because I've done so much research on it. This is the beginning of what all went on in this place.
Yeah.
Leah, are you willing to validate the first picture you took the first time we went out, what it was?
Had several interesting pictures.
No, the first one.
Figure is kind of staring forward.
The Native American.
Yeah.
Native American staring straight at the camera. I mean, you could see the black hair where it was cut and pancake looking straight at us. I don't know how that happened, but it all aligns with the Sand Creek Massacre. Do your research. Look up Sand Creek Massacre. Look up Colorado. Scary. You might figure out the location. And that Linda lady, nah, don't even come to me. You're out. It's not happening. I will talk to anyone but you.
Didn't she die?
No, not that I heard of.
I'll ask after the show, but yeah, you know, I did try to explain that, you know,
She's a freak.
Like camera blur, but the hair color and the
Everything.
yeah, it was too sharp.
Everything. And it even had a leather shirt. You could see on the neckline the leather.
Clothes were different. The hairline was different. The eye shape was different. It was just
All right. So there you go. Fantastic. Happy St. Paddy's Day. I hope you enjoy it. We recorded early because Joe's going on the road. He's got things to do to be with family. So he's going to be gone for a little while. We had to get this done. And I thought it was a great show. We appreciate all of you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
What's up, freaks?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And
you,
y'all,
thank you.
please thumbs up, subscribe. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Very nice, Sharon. Good.
It's not stopping the recording. It won't
Good.
stop it. Hi.
Did we get to do
Um,
this on the- did we put this on
It won't stop the
the-
recording.
Do you want to do something funny?
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Do a little dance.
Get down tonight.
Get down tonight. That's KC and Sunshine Band. It won't stop. I don't know what to say. There we go.